Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 971 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles. Joined today by James Dean Rader, Ben Funky Askren, and you. Otherwise, it's just three dorks talking wrestling without you.
That's still what it is.
And it still is that, but at least we feel a little less dorky that there's at least, well, right now, at least 40 people listening.
You know what? I had a lack of self-awareness the other day.
Oh, really?
That
happens. It happens to all of us, so don't feel bad.
But then I corrected myself, so I'm like, oh, damn it all.
Okay, what'd you do?
I sometimes my phone doesn't connect to the audio in my car, so the radio is on. So I'm like, okay, I want to put something good on. And for some reason, it was these two dudes. The first thing was the two dudes talking about the Packers, and they were so serious. And I was like, damn, like, how can these dudes just talk about the Packers? Like, that's their job. They just talk about football. Like, who the hell would want to listen to that? And then, like, who are the people that even listen to the football? And I'm like, wait, shoot, I do that about wrestling. Dang it.
I hate to break it to you, but a lot more people probably care about the Packers.
No one cares about the Packers.
I've been crunching the numbers, and it's actually not that. Way more people watch the show than any Packers-related media.
This is the very best show on the internet.
So far. There could be others that pass it, but for right now, it's us and that Packers radio show that Ben was listening to.
Two most popular shows on the whole internet.
Yeah, so far. So that's pretty funny. Okay, wrestling is so here. It's like literally happened. It's not speculative. It's not wrestle-offs. There were duels yesterday, namely Campbell versus Army was the kind of premier duel yesterday. There's some good duels, and we're obviously going to get into those for this weekend. But just to briefly recap, Campbell took out Army 25-9. Campbell's got a pretty scrappy team. They've got 7 ranked guys, which is a lot. Coach Sentez doing a good job. Army always scrapping hard, but it was Campbell's day for sure.
We actually had
ranked
Parkside
match
versus Whitewater, big Wisconsin duel, first night of the year.
How'd that go?
Parkside won. They won kind of big.
That's where we did Who's Number One, Parkside, right?
Yes.
That's where you did number one.
How did Caden win?
He won. I think he won kind of easy. Let me see. I'll look. He won 7-2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Mention next time.
You just had the D2 box scores ready to go.
Well, I clicked over. When you started bringing it up, I clicked over to track, and they have the seasons tab with the NCAA. Yeah. So I went over there to see if I missed anything else. And there were not a lot of Division I duels, and I saw that one, so I clicked on it.
Where's the seasons tab?
So if you go browse, and then it'll say tournaments, seasons, news, profiles right there. And you click on seasons, and then it'll say college men, college women, high school boys.
Oh, wow.
So I actually use this for the college box scores.
Okay.
But then also when Wisconsin high school wrestling starts, if you click on high school, it'll give you like which state association you want to choose, right? And then I can see the coaches in high school are not nearly as good as uploading their results as college. College is like it's almost 100%. They're all there.
It's a little required,
high school,
I believe.
Meh, not so much.
Yeah, Caden is 7-2. That's a big rivalry against Ethan Poger-Rozelski.
I think he wrestled for Max's AWA also, actually.
Oh, really?
I'm not 100% certain. I'm pretty sure, though.
Okay.
Hey, did I just teach you something?
Bro, I learned, honestly.
I just taught you something.
Ben taught you the technology thing.
The world is upside down. I fully admit I don't know all the intricacies of track wrestling. I feel like I learn something every season.
Actually, if we want to talk about track wrestling, I'm actually kind of frustrated with you guys because you guys, when you bought track wrestling a while back, you created this thing that was really awesome, but now it went away. So now, if you go to search tournaments, right, it'll bring up a whole list. But when you guys bought it for a while, it was like it brought up like the 5 that you looked at the most recently, which was freaking awesome because
mine's still like that.
What's up?
Mine still works like that.
What?
Yeah.
Did you guys put a bug in mine or something?
I did,
actually. Do that?
Yeah, it's just kind of a fun team building.
Keeping you on your toes.
Yeah. It's like we just get like 4 or 5
so
people. Who
frustrating though, because then you have to search Wisconsin or whatever, whatever thing you need to find it, but it was just there before. So much easier.
I still have it, but I don't know.
Dang.
Well,
you
sorry
messing with
about
me?
that. No, actually, I'm not. Iowa probables have been released, and wait, where's the
Iowa?
I
Iowa
clicked the
probable.
Iowa.
I read this article yesterday. It's not man. It's not a super tough squad here for them.
Well, the first 6 are really tough. First 6 are like basically their starters. Wow, why is this not? I thought this article had.
It doesn't actually list them. You just have to read through the article.
Man, why? They know I don't want to read. What kind of trick is this?
So I'll read it. It's Ayala, Teskey, Woods, Voinovich, Franek, Caliendo, Riggins, Swaffer, Glazier, Hill.
Yeah. So they're going to California Baptist live on Flow, 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big day, November 8th, Christian Piles. Hawkeyes are awaiting a November 8th reinstatement policy vote. That's going to be a big day for them. How many NCAA team points could they potentially get back on November 8th?
Well, Cassiope, if he's out for that.
Assuming the
15.
These upper weights are out for
Yeah.
gambling.
Well,
and not,
Nelson
it's pretty
and
easy to see because we see who's in their lineup and who's not.
we know 74 and 84.
yeah, so it looks like Nelson, Abe, and Cassiope. Nelson and Abe have just admitted it outright. I mean, Nelson could be like third place points, 15, 30.
Also notable, Riggins and not Kennedy.
Yeah, that is a good note. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious what they do with Kennedy.
Does Kennedy have a red shirt still? He does not, right?
No. He does not.
So you would think he would be involved too, or else he would probably get the nod here.
And they're not using Gabe. I think they're going to hold on to his 5, push it down in case they have to actually use him for all 5 or
in a duel, not versus Cal Baptist.
Mm-hmm. So definitely like an Iowa State.
But if Nelson gets reinstated and then they have Caliendo, that means Kennedy's probably on the bench then.
That would be my assumption. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless. Here's the other thing they could do. They could just bump Nelson's an NCAA qualifier at 184. They could bump him to 84, which is not the worst idea. They could slot in Kennedy at 74, where I think he's going to be small. I saw him a couple weeks ago. He looks like a 65. 74 looks like it might be a stretch for him. And then they could bump Abe to 97, and I think he'd be an upgrade over Glazier or Colby Franklin at this point. And then Cassiope's in there. So it's not necessarily true. And that'll be the interesting thing to find out. Like, are they considering bumping the lineup or just keeping Nelson down at 74? I feel like at 84 is an interesting weight class because you don't have the juggernaut. I mean, 174 has 3 NCAA champions, right? You got Carter, Shane Griffith, Mekhi Lewis, and you got Chris Foca, maybe, who placed ahead of all of them. But Carter last year. So that'll be, in 84 is Bernie, it's Parker Keckeisen, and then Trey Munoz is 3rd, and Dustin Plott's 4th. So you look at that weight class, and if you told me Nelson Branson and Dustin Plott are wrestling, I'm like, man, that's gonna be a close match. I think Nelson could win that.
It was. Didn't they have a really close match last year?
Nelson might have beat him.
I think Nelson beat him. Well, I'm going to look it up. Nelson, he lost to Nelson in overtime in NCAAs.
Yeah,
was it the 5th place match?
I think
it was.
Yeah, it was. Looks like his last match. Yeah. So there you go, 4-2 sudden victory. Nelson was on fire at the end of the year. He also beat him at the duel 3-2. So there you go. Yeah. Nelson's got 2 wins over the guy ranked 4th at 184. He's wrestled at this weight class before, so maybe that's what they do. I'm not sure. But they have options. I was really if they get everyone back, they're gonna be really, really tough.
And they got they kind of got a slow start because they got Cal Bap 2-week break, Oregon State, Iowa State, which obviously that's a huge duel. But then it's Penn and Columbia, which they're good, not great. And then they don't have anything until the Soldier Salute again, which is end of December. So only like 5 matches in that first little section. And the Soldier Salute last year wasn't great. I don't know if they're getting more teams to come this year or not,
it's
but
going
it'll
to be
definitely a slow start for them.
Similar competition. No, absolutely, Ben. And I think you see this with a lot of teams, right?
Yeah.
You have the crew that goes to CKLV and has some early duels. And a lot of that's the non-Big Ten teams that kind of do that. They try to get their tough duels because once conference season starts, they can't get as many of those matchups. That's why you see like a Virginia Tech, Ohio State, early in November. That's a fire duel.
Next week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Why am I not going to that?
Which
Kozak?
especially sparked watching Young Bucks episode 3 because that was a big part of that episode.
It was a crazy duel last year. Crazy duel. Virginia Tech almost pulled off the upset. And now I'm not even sure. We'll get into it next week. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I'm not sure who the favorite is. It's probably I think we did it last summer. And I think Virginia Tech doesn't actually match up great against Ohio State, but we will see. We don't have to get into that just yet.
Yeah. I feel like Tom Ryan doesn't always get his guys in shape super early, like super training, which is, when the season's that long, it's kind of a good idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but sometimes they just start a little slower.
Yeah, I feel like you used to see this with Oklahoma State too.
Oh yeah, big time.
And then they would kind of ramp up.
Well, if you think about that duel, Jesse lost, Buzakis lost, Sammy Sasso lost.
Yeah, and they still won the duel.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They still won the duel.
Hey,
that's
let
a
me
really
ask
good
you
point.
this. Looking at Iowa's schedule here, and I guess they could go last chance open or something, but they have 14 duels and 1 tournament.
Yes.
So that means if any athlete is out of the tournament, they don't wrestle in the tournament. Even if they wrestle 100% of the duels, they're still not going to meet the match minimum for conference, right?
What is the match minimum?
For AQ, 15 matches
15.
against Division I athletes for automatic qualifier spots.
It includes conference, though.
No, it's before conference because the spots are allocated before conference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be.
That's kind of like playing it real close.
Yeah, I think that's just the way the season's progressing, or the trend of scheduling.
I mean,
I think you could look at a lot of teams that look like this. What's Penn State's?
that's just what I was looking at. It's pretty much the same, and I'm guessing a lot of their guys aren't wrestling at Black Knight.
I thought they were doing. Aren't they doing a tournament real quick? They're doing
Journeyman.
Yeah, the Journeyman one.
They have Journeyman and Army, but I'm guessing a lot of their top guys who are wrestling an All-Star won't be wrestling at Black Knight.
The interesting thing is for the suspended guys, if they end up suffering a couple match penalty, that would put them behind the 8 ball a little bit.
But pretty much all those guys are guys who don't have to worry about sneaking in at spot number 10 or whatever.
You say that, and then the Big Ten's going to Big Ten.
True.
You got someone like Brayton Lee, can't punch his ticket. Okay. So, light schedules, that's kind of the theme. That's the way it's going. Wrestling less is going to be the trend moving forward. Fewer tournaments, if you even think Penn State's showing you don't even need a tournament. I think they've won NCAAs a couple times without tournaments. So, coming up today, I think this is the duel I'm most excited about all weekend. Oregon State versus North Carolina. 2 really scrappy teams. The highlight match there is... Oh, wait, you got line in here? Oh, my gosh, I forgot about this.
Hey, you guys never sent me my trophy from last year.
You never got tased, so...
You never got tased.
What? That was not a prerequisite. Those are 2 separate entities. I won the pick.
When you get tased, you get a trophy.
Yeah.
I need it right there, right above my TV, so you guys can just remember it every single day that I won.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have a different memory after this fantasy wrestling season concludes. Because I'm gonna give you the beatdown.
That was one where I'm gonna pull a. Oh my God, what's it?
Ben mentally broke.
Doesn't count. Wasn't trying.
Yeah, yeah, we broke. Ben is not cut out. He's.
I actually had something to do. I was literally. You told me it's probably gonna take an hour and a half ish. So I'm like, okay, I can do this because I called you because I'm like, I can't do the 3 hours. I got places to go. And then, we got close to the 2 hours, and I had to say, okay, I'm not making my last 5 picks or whatever.
So yeah, Ben had his run as an actual wrestler, pretty good. But when it comes to fantasy, where the true athleticism shines, absolute. He mailed it in, and I never said it'd be an hour and a half.
You put 3 hours on our schedule.
I put 3 hours.
No, but I called him and I said I can't do 3 hours.
And I said it took 2 hours and maybe a little bit. It took a little bit more than 2 hours for how many picks?
15.
15 times
13.
12.
12. Yeah.
12. Wait, that's 180.
180? No, I don't think so. Okay.
Sion does make a good point in the chat saying you rigged it.
Sion's.
How did I rig it?
Listen, Sion rigs it against himself every year by not knowing more than 5 wrestlers.
Well, he knows 5 Iowa State wrestlers and then 5 other wrestlers.
Yeah.
He really, Sion's team has got to be the worst, though. I thought my first handful of picks, I thought they were pretty good. I was pretty happy with them.
It's hard to mess up the early ones.
Well,
everybody feels good about their team
we'll
through the first 2 rounds.
But I think my early ones are going to outperform all your early ones.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you have some good picks, but it falls off.
I really liked. I'll tell you what pick I really liked here, Mr. Piles.
Okay.
I really liked. I got a couple. I got Nelson Brands, round 7. That's a great value pick because if he's not,
you got a lot
riding
on
he's score a lot of points
too.
Yeah.
I got Cody Chittum, round 8. I don't know how you guys forgot about him, but he could potentially be really good. I really
he would
like
slide
those
another
two
round
picks.
or
That's
two.
kind of deep in my lineup. I didn't like that you picked Ferrari because I was gonna pick him around after that when it came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked that one. Great
value
value pick.
I drafted AJ Ferrari. Andy Hamilton drafted Gable Steveson. So we're rolling the dice.
You got to roll the dice for big points because honestly, the whole thing is determined. You can say there's a regular season and you get a little advantage going to NCAAs, but the whole thing is determined by the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
And so, by the time you get to the round 8 or 9, it's 12 athletes. A lot of those guys are not going to be All-Americans. So they're scoring like 2 or 3 points at NCAAs, maybe, right? If they're getting pins and stuff. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, well, you might as well try to pick the guys who could do well if they're not suspended or not arrested or not in jail or doing this stuff.
Yeah, incarcerated. One thing for Ben's team, so just some notable picks. In the 4th round, Ben drafted Mitchell Messenbrink.
That's a great value pick. I don't know what he's going to do, but if he does something, he's going to be good.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, what a waste. What a wasted pick.
I got a high volatility team here because yes, Mitchell could redshirt, Brands could be suspended. I don't know what to expect out of Chittum. I could be like second to last place, right above Sion.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll be fun to calculate it and see how we do it. I went into it just thinking NCAA. I wasn't trying to do some schedule rigging for regular season. I just wanted to have the best NCAA team. So we'll see how it does. It's fun. I'm excited to do that and have another reason to talk trash. Or just not bring it up on the show if it's not going well.
How many Hawkeyes your son has, though? Because he's got Ben Keeter, Abe Assad, Ayala, Caliendo, Frank. Oh, I actually thought he had more. He only has 5.
Just 5.
That's it. I thought he had more.
That's pretty much all that was available. He was going to take Drake Ayala in like the 2nd round. I was like, do not do that. He's going to be around, buddy. He really wanted to get real. But he took Aaron Brooks before him, so that's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's probably a wise choice.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, that's fantasy hour. I punted on heavyweight.
Listen, don't be talking about you're beating me in fantasy because I picked for the NCAAs also. That's it.
Well, then we'll see then.
Okay.
I'll see you in March.
Talk about it in like January and say,
see you at the Nationals.
You're not doing good.
See you at the Nationals. Very cliche.
Only March matters.
Yep. That was my mentality. Okay, biggest match, individual match of the weekend looks to be maybe not. I'm sure there's going to be an upset that was on no one's radar. That's what happens in these first few weeks. You're like, this guy beat that guy? Holy cow, but that happens. Munoz versus Gavin Kane. JD says 2.5-point favorite for Trey. I think that's fair. I don't know if we want... We only have a few lines here. We're doing this?
There's only a few potential.
There's not a lot of big matches this weekend.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's do it. I missed picks. I totally forgot. JD, great job. Way
I honestly did not remember this thing until I opened the doc or scrolled down in the doc 5 minutes ago. So I haven't thought about this at all.
I'm gonna go Munoz to cover.
Man. How about Shane? Just not making the walk. He'd rather be on other broadcast channels than ours.
He's probably talking Packers.
Yeah, what if guys? They miss Aaron Rodgers' leadership.
You know, when I first met Shane Sparks, it was Big Scotty Cleaver put me on a call with Shane Sparks. It was a prank call because Shane had a sports talk radio station.
Oh, so you called into the radio show thinking?
Yes.
Oh my!
This is like 2006 or 7 or somewhere around there.
That's hysterical. That would be fun. I would love to call into it. I think I want Shane to get another radio show so bad so that we can sneak on and I can Johnny from Roanoke him, but be way funnier than that guy. I think I could get him.
Hard to top.
I could get, because I know all his little pressure points. You know, I know the things that get him. He'd be so easy, and I know all the things he believes in now because of his Twitter.
Oh, so good.
Okay. Man,
I'm going Kane.
You're going Kane? I don't think that's
Munoz wins, Kane covers.
You know what? I'm not putting stat. I think that's good value. Gavin Kane. How many times did he lose bad last year is my question. I feel like he's...
There's a couple times he lost by more than...
he got smoked by Feldkamp, majored by Romero. 6-2 Hawks, 7-2 Hidley, 6-0 Bolin.
Yeah.
Okay. Pinned. He actually kind of has some lopsided losses. 2.5. He did his homework on this. I'm going Munoz, covers.
Yep.
But loses. Just kidding. Trey by 3 or more. We'll see. Okay, other interesting duels. I'm excited for the App State, NC State duel only because it feels like every year or so App State will have a guy we're like, wait, this guy's really good? And we'll start figuring out who those people are going to be because Caleb Smith's gone, John Milner has graduated. So who's that next class of guys? Because Coach Bentley, he gets these guys and they're unheralded recruits and they just develop there. So keep an eye on that one. And also NC State's just got a sick team this year. They're going to be really freaking good. Cannot wait to watch Jacob Camacho. Someone asked for our preseason.
That was one I should have picked earlier because I was thinking about him and I thought everyone would kind of forget, and then someone snagged him up and I said,
me. He's kind of like, I'll just say it. He's my pick to win it this year. I don't feel. Listen, I think honestly betting favorites.
You snagged him, Christian Piles.
Of course I did,
rascal. Actually, I think I was literally gonna pick him that round because you were 2 before me.
Yep, I knew I was really wanting to third. He was like the one guy I wanted, but I also didn't want to reach for him, and I got him in the 5th round. I feel great about that. But yeah, I think he has all the tools. I think Figueroa is a big test. I feel like the big 3 are Figueroa, Ramos, and him, and I do think there's separation there. I know Eddie and Noto and those guys will have their say. That's just how I see it right now. I don't know who the Vegas favorite would be. Maybe it's Ramos. Maybe it's Figueroa who beat Ramos. But I'm rolling with Camacho.
Hey, I'm dying laughing, but I went to App State's page to kind of check out who their guy is going to be that you're talking about. I mean, there's out in this dude right here. They have for my man Cody Bond, 7th year redshirt senior. They're like, it took this dude 7 years to get out of college. They're just bullying him. 7th year. 7th year. He's been in college 7 years.
You can't really dunk on that anymore.
Are you dunking on that, Ben?
It's not that
I'm dunking
crazy.
on 7th year. Listen, if you've been in college 7 years and you're not a doctor, go somewhere.
Go somewhere.
Get out of there.
Just go.
Go get a job. You've been 7 years in college.
I'm kind of jealous. I would have loved to go to college for 7 years.
Yeah. I basically did, but it wasn't like a fun 7 years. I just took forever.
I think Peyton Mako's in his 7th year, and I bully him, but at least he's getting like 2 masters and maybe a doctorate or something. So, he's like at least like doing something good with his time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you wrestled him opening round NCAAs your senior year. He's gonna
be older than me by the time he gets done with college.
That's tricky math.
But I also, if you're gonna get those masters and like a doctorate and stuff, but then just go be a wrestling coach, who's really the smart one there?
He's not.
You don't know that. What do you know about this man? You're a hater, man.
Peyton's going to be an engineer. He's going to move to West Dallas, and he's going to be an engineer. He's going to make a whole bunch of money, and I'm going to force him to coach like 1 or 2 days a week at my club.
West Dallas? Is that what you said?
West Dallas. So West Dallas. I don't want to talk too bad about West Dallas, but it's a part of Wisconsin that maybe not a lot of people love, but Peyton Mako loves West Dallas.
Is it like probably what Churchville's like, or is it like Manitowoc?
I don't know what Churchville. I don't know suburbs in any other cities.
Is it rural?
What?
Is it rural?
No, it's the one right next to Milwaukee. So it's Milwaukee, and then West Dallas is here, and Wauwatosa is here. So
is it kind of rough?
There. But everyone it's a little rough, right? Everyone kind of teases about West Dallas, but Peyton Mako loves West Dallas.
I love it.
He goes so hard for it.
That makes me love Peyton Mako.
Yeah, he's so smart. He's gonna be an engineer. I'm sure he's gonna make a ton of money, and then I'm gonna make him coach in my club 1 or 2 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose he's qualified.
Yeah, it's pretty good wrestling.
Yeah, he just don't let him make all your kids nerds, Ben. He'll be like, oh wow. He'll be like, hey, it's just an equation.
Go outside,
this younger generation, Kristen, they are a lot nerdier than us. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I live with one. He's a giant nerd. Okay. Well, good for Peyton Mako and West Dallas.
Yes.
Not to be confused with West Dallas. Rutgers at Cal Poly is happening.
Is there a West Dallas?
I mean, certainly. I don't think it's called that. It's really Fort Worth.
My favorite thing in West Dallas is because they call it Stallis. They take the WE off, right? Stallis. But there's a bar on every corner, and there's one called the Stallis Palace.
Oh.
That's a must visit if you're in Wisconsin.
You always be drinking there? Having them barley pops?
Yeah. It's Stallis Palace. Let's go.
It is insane. When we were at Parkside,
Wisconsin is number one.
The density of bars was just mind-blowing. Yes. Ben, I don't understand how you haven't accidentally drank. Like, I'm going here. Wait, what? Just like they're everywhere. Just a surprise beer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
It really is.
Okay, I'm interested in the Nebraska-North Dakota State duel only because last year it was totally nuts.
NDSU won.
Yeah, it came down to the last match one more time.
One more time.
But NDSU got raided. So I don't know how good they're going to be here. And then you got Owen Pence wrestling against his former team. That's not very cool.
Right. Perhaps that'll happen.
Do we have probables for NDSU? Because they lost Brannick Caliendo, Owen Pence, and DeAnthony Parker, correct?
Dang, I forgot. Where did Parker go?
Didn't he go to Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I know, right?
That's big yikes. Poor guys.
Mm-hmm.
Obi and company will get it back rolling.
Yeah.
I believe. Excited for that duel. Excited to watch Nebraska, see who they put out. I want to watch Antrell Taylor. I think he's going to be really good. He was one I was very upset. I wanted him to be my 65-pounder. But Andy Hamilton, who has a very good team, but also had the first pick. So do you really respect it? Not really. He sniped Antrell Taylor. I'm excited to watch him. I believe he beat Bubba Wilson in that wrestle-off. I think it was decisive.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good. And 165 may be a better weight.
Scoot him down to 57, but maybe he's too big.
Maybe.
P-Rob.
Yeah, Rodriguez. Yeah, and the return of Peyton Robb is very exciting as well. We've got some tournament action as well this weekend. Saturday is the Southeast Open. Oregon State's going to that. So you can have Whitlake versus McCoy. You have Ventresca versus Brandon Kaler. That's a pretty good 2 All-Americans wrestling there. Clarion's going to be tough. Get to see Gavin
Junkyard
Hoffman.
Dog's going to be there.
Who's Mulvaney?
Mulvaney.
He's a JYD.
Yeah, he's all the way down to 165. We have AWAs that I think we have grown for 165 because we got a lot of guys wrestling there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him. I want to watch Nick Feldman really badly.
Oh, yeah. That was one person a lot of people forgot about.
They forgot about Nick. Yeah, I wanted him to be my heavyweight, and I waited too long, and that's...
As did I.
And then once I didn't get him, I just pouted and didn't draft it until the very last pick. I was like, forget this weight. But then I got really excited and got Seth Neville's. I was like, oh, I'm actually really pumped to have him.
I got a message that Pence left Nebraska. Is this true?
Yeah.
You guys didn't bring this up.
Well, I sort of didn't want to say it, but yeah,
Okay.
I heard that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you will not be wrestling against his former team.
I don't. Yeah. No. Don't believe so. But I didn't want to say it on the off chance it wasn't true. I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
But yeah, I had heard that as well. Okay.
What else?
Unfortunately,
Navy
not
versus Illinois.
No, how about this?
I was gonna say not a super tough field for Feldman.
No.
He's the number 2 seed at the Clarion Open behind Dorian Crosby from Bucknell. So Feldman probably the favorite to win.
Oh yeah,
this bracket.
Big favorite, but I'm just excited to see. All right, what's he look like? He's been off the mat over a year now. Right?
Yeah, he teched his dude in the wrestle off.
Right.
Because he was so good his senior year, and then I think there's 2 things that kind of made people maybe either down on him or he got kind of whooped by Masumi, and then he got injured and he was out the whole year. So between that loss and then people not seeing him, they kind of forgot. People have short memories.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Masumi one, even at the time, I don't think any of us thought he was going to be competitive in that match.
No.
We're like, dude, Masumi's a juggernaut. He's so big. That's a guy, like, would Mason Paris beat Masumi? I'm not, like, totally convinced of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't down him for that, but he was totally dominated in that match. It was not competitive. And then the injury is super unfortunate, but it sounds like he's healed really well. Everyone's excited about him. He's excited. He's just a fun guy to watch. I mean, for a heavyweight, how much he attacks is really fun.
The heavyweight's still so deep this year, though.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, because Kirk is really good.
Wyatt
Schultz is still there, the Great American Hero. Yeah, I mean, Cassiope could potentially be back. Yeah, there's a lot of really good guys still.
So we watched Wyatt's U23. We talked about this injury there, but sounds like he's totally fine. He's planning to wrestle in the All-Star Classic still. Yeah. So
that was a ballsy pick by Mr. Rader first round when we didn't know the injury report.
We didn't know that until after that draft. We found that out yesterday.
I'm good with it. I'm happy with that pick.
It could be the number 1 overall point scorer.
Yes.
If he is,
definitely possible.
If he can run down
Keep getting those
Kirtley,
pins.
Yes, he could be the number 1 guy because he pins so many. He should be a runaway conference champion.
Wrestles a lot.
He wrestles a lot.
But even at NCAAs, he could potentially be the top point scorer if he takes second, because I could see him pinning his way to the finals because he just tries to pin everyone. It's freaking awesome.
It's so great. It's so great. What a great strategy. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's just second with all pins into the finals is 24 points. That's absolutely be better than a lot of the champions.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up and see how many points he scored last year. It had to be a lot of teams.
He took third, but he had probably like 21 or so.
21 and a half. You're not close, Ben. People come to you for accuracy, and then you give them these grossly underestimates.
You're funny.
I'm just joshing you. We should do one math challenge a show where Ben has to give an answer in like 10 seconds. We'll try to do that.
I already got 180.
You already got 180 and you got 21, so you're 1 for 2, which is 50%.
Listen, I should have known it was a half because he got a tech fall. I should have added the half in there. I messed up.
Yeah, he's crazy. He scores a lot of points. So yeah, that could be, 21 and a half, that's more than probably a few NCAA champions scored. Because I think Yanni scored
21. No, it can't be because 16. It's 16 plus 4. So I guess you have to get.
It's 20. It's all decision.
To be a champion.
So Yanni scored 22.
Wait. So did he have one bonus?
Yeah, must have had one made. No, 2. He either had a tech or he either had a pin or 2 majors, I guess.
Yeah.
Did any other champions decision their way? 97. I wonder if Nino did.
Nino probably was close there.
Trying to see if a third placer got. Nino scored fewer points than Wyatt Hendrickson. He scored 21.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
So insane.
And now no Mason Paris, so just one less guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, there are a lot of high schoolers wrestling at the Clarion Open. Some of the highlights, you're going to have Jax Forrest, Marcus Blaze, I think at the same weight.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Bassett.
Really?
25, I would assume.
Yeah. Bo Bassett.
Because that was what we wanted to see at we wanted to see that who's number 1, but we didn't get to.
Yep. Colin Guy, Melvin Miller. Those are names that stick out to me. I'm sure someone like JD would. Oh, Louis Gill's there. He's good.
Jackson Joy's really good.
Yeah.
He's been as high as maybe 3 or 4.
He was the 1 seed at Super 32. Miller beat him, so maybe a potential rematch there.
That was a crazy match, too. It came down to the end. I think it was like 10-10 maybe, and Miller got the takedown, something like that.
We, Bray and I, when we were, our kids trick-or-treated together, so we just talked about wrestling. And he's like, man, the high school thing is really just such a win-win thing for these high schooler kids to do, especially if you're like in that general area. It's like, it's not like the pressure of a Super 32, but you can really show your skills. It's a great audition for coaches. You can show how you perform in the college rule set. And like if you lose to a college kid, no one's like, man, what's wrong with them?
Yeah. I mean, and like I said the other day, it's like it's so easy because you just go to, for a lot of these kids, go down the road. It's not even far away.
Right.
Yeah, it's simple.
Okay.
We did have a question from Tanner Huffman. McCord is sending 4 high school wrestlers to the Clarion Open. Can they place in the top 15 for the team race?
Very possible.
Well, yes.
I have no idea.
I think there's
who's
only
there.
11 teams there.
Only 11 teams, so I guarantee it.
Oh, that's it? Probably.
Yeah, but they could be top 8, maybe. I don't know. I think they'll be in the mix.
Because guys like, Melvin Miller are going to win a couple matches. They're going to do well. Bo Bassett's going to win a couple matches.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
James, do you have a quick what our subscribers can watch over this weekend? Do you have that handy? Can you get that handy?
I know you can watch the Southeast Open and the Clarion Open all day, Saturday and Sunday. Those are both live on Flow. Iowa at California Baptist is live on Flow. We probably have a couple other ones that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head.
The Jimmy Fox Open?
Jimmy Fox Open.
I'm not familiar with that one, actually. Okay.
Jimmy Fox.
So plenty of college wrestling to keep up with.
We got the Yellow Jacket Open, the Platteville Invite Mountaineer Open.
Platteville, that's Wisconsin, baby. Let's go.
That's where Ben would go to pad his Hodge stats.
I don't think you can have matches there. I think that's a small one. I got 9 pins in 2 years at the CMSU Open.
That's pretty good.
Finals. We've also got Western Wyoming versus Wyoming.
Nice.
On Sunday.
Yeah, the Platteville Invite's live on Flow. Interesting.
Boom.
CSU Pueblo versus Air Force on Saturday. Western Colorado versus Air Force on Saturday. So
fun.
A couple other smaller invites as well on Saturday. So.
Okay. Oh, also, if you haven't listened to the Bader show from yesterday with Sammy Sasso, check it out. It's cool to get an update and hear from Sammy kind of for the first time, although it feels like we've been hearing from him a lot because he's been really active on social media. But the Cliff Notes, he's progressing well and healing well. obviously went through a really traumatic experience getting shot, but is on the mend. He's out. He's been in the room a lot. He wants to be in the corner for as much as he can. He doesn't know if he's going to be able to travel with the team, but definitely has a newfound perspective on life, as many often would, going through what he's gone through. So check that out. As far as wrestling again, it sounds really up in the air to me if he'll ever wrestle again. And he didn't say, yes, I will, or no, I won't, or no, they've said, or yes, they, whatever. But just reading between the lines, it's certainly uphill, and obviously, he's not going to be wrestling this year, I don't think. He's unenrolled from school for this semester. Don't know if he plans to re-enroll in the spring or not, but I'm certain he'll get back. But he said he just had to prioritize getting healthy first. So always great hearing from Sammy. I feel like whatever's in his future is he's going to have a huge impact on the sport. Dude loves wrestling, so hope continued health to Sammy, one of the real good guys in wrestling for sure. Okay, do we want to do our NCAA champion picks?
Well, we still haven't done tiers at heavyweight, so Doc, I'm a little disappointed.
Kind of forgot.
Yeah, he didn't even put it in the doc. All right, let's do it. It's 9/11.
We got to do it.
All right, we have to.
All right, tier 1, Hendrickson, Kirk Flint.
So, not included are...
Cassiope's not eligible at this point.
Cool. He's eligible. We did AJ Ferrari. We can certainly do Cassiope.
You did AJ Ferrari.
Well, it's worth doing. I would not put him in tier 1, but I'm saying we should put him in A tier. I'm curious about, Colton Schultz. He had sort of a strange year.
Very strange, yes.
I'm not eliminating Colton from tier 1, honestly.
Really?
No, not yet.
I mean, if you look at Colton 2 years ago.
Exactly.
He beat Kirk Fleet.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did he?
Right?
No, I don't think
he
so.
Didn't?
I don't think they wrestled. He beat Mason Paris a couple years ago. I don't think he wrestled.
2 years
you
ago,
might be right.
Did not find a win over. He beat him 3 years ago, JD.
3 years ago. Okay.
3 years.
That was
at NCAAs.
That was when Greg had wrestled 2 matches going into conferences.
Right.
Okay, where is Colton? COHL. So Colton he lost Schultz to Cassiope in sudden victory.
He had a close one. Mason Paris in 2022 is 6'5", and then he beat Mason, and he beat Wood, and he lost to Gable in the finals. But then last year he lost to AJ Neville's at Cliff Keen, which is like everyone's like, oh my god. But then he lost to Dayton Pitzer at Midlands.
Right.
And then he lost to Cassiope and Davison at NCAAs.
Yeah, the facts have led me towards recanting my statement. I thought he was a little better at the end of the year than he was. Not that he was bad, but he's losing to Davison. He lost to Cassiope. So
and I guess the thing to think about is like if the Olympic trials and for freestyle, it's different, but it's still similar, right? But Greco is so freaking different, and I know making an Olympic team is really important for Colton Schultz. So how much time is he going to be putting towards that?
I don't know. I think now I feel a little more square on my tier 2 of Cassiope, Davison, Schultz.
Elam?
I don't know. I don't know about Elam.
Elam's funny because he hasn't beaten any of those guys, but he also usually doesn't. It's pretty rare he loses to guys who would be below that.
I feel like Elam, Pitzer, Bastida, Feldman are like my tier 3 right now. But I could see both Pitzer and Feldman getting into the second tier. Zach making a jump at this point would sort of surprise me a little bit. I feel like he's 7th, 8th place kind of guy.
Didn't he take like 4th last year or 5th?
No,
Elam
took 7.
I thought he was higher. 6th.
He lost to Wyatt and Elam.
And Cassiope and Davison.
Yep. I just feel like that's where he is.
Yeah. I mean, it's his fifth year. It's his 6th year of college. It's his 6th year. So
okay, can't climb on him yet.
Your point. You guys making huge moves.
He's 1 year away from just getting roasted by Ben.
1 year away, 7th year.
Get ready,
do
Zach.
That. They wrote it on his profile on the front page. It said 7th year senior.
I'm proud of him. I think it's great.
Man, they take that off. Take that off. I don't want people to know how long I've been here.
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I feel like this weight really falls off as well.
Hard,
right? Well, I'll put Big Slav in that kind of category. And Luis Fernandez is, I'm curious because I feel
he's had some really good moments.
We're always like, could he be the, and then like last year injury and was out, but now he's back, I think. How healthy is he going to be? I don't know. So there are some guys where I'm like, the talent's there, but we're still waiting to see them.
When you look down at like 14, 15, like Grice and Heinzelman, like, they're,
Yeah. There's some guys you're like, I don't see any scenario these guys are wrestling on Saturday, But someone like Lewis, I could. Yaroslav, I could. Obviously.
Do you put Gable Stevenson in tier 1?
I would put him in tier 1, yeah.
Think so?
I think he would be island.
Yeah, he's on an island.
Like, but after tier 1, before tier 2, or where?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's heavyweight. We did it.
You're like that kid who just did the bare minimum for his homework.
I not just like that kid.
Younger is interesting to me because I feel like if he tells me he beats a Cassiope, I'm surprised, but I can see it.
Yeah.
But I can also see him finishing like 1 and 2 at NCAs.
Yes.
He's a big variance in performance.
I would be surprised if he went 1 and 2 at NCAs.
Didn't he do something similar last year? He didn't make the podium.
He was, he did terrible. But I think being bigger is all benefit for him.
He said,
oh, really?
Yeah.
He said pulling to 197 caused him to like wilt a little bit later in the season.
See? Now he's going to be big. I like it.
I want Bastida versus Feldman.
Bro, that's crazy. I do want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, Big 12s is not good for Younger. He lost to Rocky, Owen Pence, and Bachman.
He did not have a good season, really. There were not a lot of moments, except for the triple bump.
Beating Fernandez.
Beat Fernandez.
Which Fernandez, I don't think
to
was
your
100%
point, Christian.
last year.
Yes. So I'm pretty bullish on Younger. I think it's going to be a good year for him. I think he's going to do a good job. I'd put him... Man, there's so many guys I want to put on the podium.
You can only put 8. That's it. That's the limit.
That is the limit for right now, except during the COVID year, and they gave it to 12.
Oh, they did, didn't they? That was weird.
Yeah, that jammed it up.
I actually wrote the 285-pound preview with predictions on www.flowwrestling.org where I predicted 1 through 8. Would you like to hear?
I want to hear.
Did you really do that, JD?
I did.
I'm looking right at it.
Kirkfleet 1, Hendrickson 2, Schultz 3, Cassiope 4, Davison 5, Elam 6, Feldman 7, Bastida 8.
Okay. I don't hate your 8. It's just crazy you would draft Wyatt and then you don't even believe in him. That's just unbelievable.
Points, baby.
It's kind of crazy.
Huh?
Points.
But what about Hart?
But don't also...
Everything's about the points. What about just a little something called American patriotism? What happened to that?
I picked Wyatt.
The almighty dollar.
That.
The almighty dollar is all this guy cares about. No.
Mm-hmm.
Greg's tough to pick against. Colton, Keith Gothard says he thinks Colton's getting an Olympic red shirt.
I mean, that would make the most sense, wouldn't it? If you were...
Especially if you want to do Greco.
If you want to wrestle Greco, it's not really that comparable to... I mean, it is heavyweight wrestling, so it's a little closer, but why is he still a big red shirt and then come back next year? It'd be great. And then you know what? Hendricks is gone. Kirkwood's gone. Like, maybe a little easier field.
Cassioppe's gone.
Yeah.
Davison's gone.
Yeah.
Elam,
kind of
think, is
thins out
gone.
a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really going to be like kind of these freshmen, Feldman and Jonger, Dayton.
Keeter maybe. Keeter could be good.
Keeter maybe. I'm curious.
Is he playing football? I don't follow football, so
yeah,
is he doing
playing
football or no?
He's
playing.
No, not really. But he is
I just meant
on the team,
he's on the
suiting
team.
up.
Also, their offensive coordinator got fired
At the end of the season.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he
future
defense?
He got pre-fired. No, I think he's a tight end.
Oh,
He's
okay.
linebacker.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. See, had nothing to do with Ben.
Okay.
I really thought he was a tight end.
I think he played some of that in high school, but college, he's all linebacker.
Okay, nice.
In high school, he probably played on both sides of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's probably the kicker too. Get a jock like that, they just play everything.
Punt returner.
Punt returner. Honestly, he's probably hard to tackle. He's not your prototypical heavyweight build. Yeah, but Keeter will be interesting next year. Okay, 9:21. Let's get to some questions for crying out loud.
A couple.
You've got some good ones. What are your favorite podcasts to listen to that are not wrestling related?
You want me to go for? I
Sure.
listen to Rogan. I listen to Lex Friedman, and then there's this guy who's an economist who I like. Is it Peter St. Onge? He's got some good, Professor St. Onge. He's got some good stuff. That's mine.
I listen to. Oh man. All right.
What?
I do listen to Rogan some, but not that much. It honestly puts me in like a bad headspace. Makes me very negative.
Why?
Yeah. I just don't. The things they talk about just make me. I find it. If you really listen, it's pretty dystopian.
Well, we got to be ready. The dystopians are coming.
All right, see, he's with me. Okay,
We got to be ready.
I don't like that. That's not where I want my head to go. I listen to Jocko a lot, and the other one I listen to a bunch is this. I've talked about it before. This Animal Encounters podcast called Tooth and Claw. It's so good. They just talk about. I just love animals, like attack stuff, like I did when I was a kid, and I found this.
That's weird,
It makes
bro.
sense for video.
That's kind
It's
of
not weird at all.
Podcast form?
No, it's like they talk about like the encounters and like the biology of it. It's really good. What are you talking about?
You need to go see a therapist.
What?
Someone get him a therapist.
You should listen to.
Probably's got a therapist on staff.
It's really funny. It's actually a funny show. They like have really good chemistry.
Funny,
Like,
I thought we're talking about animals attacking people.
have you seen? Well, yeah, but they're still funny. They still make it. They're funny people. Have you seen the movie The Ghost in the Darkness?
No.
Oh, well, it's really good. It's what Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas. It's about these the 1800s in Africa. They're building a railroad in the middle of Africa, and these lions keep eating the workers. It's a true story.
See a therapist, Christian. You're talking about lions eating human beings right now.
I love that. I'm like, yeah, it's just different. I don't know. You didn't like the movie Jaws?
I never watched that.
That was like one of my favorite movies ever. You never watched that? Yeah, Randy Goldsworthy. My wife got me into Tooth and Claw. It's really funny and legit. It is funny. Ben, I'll send you one. If you listen to it, I think you'll like it.
Okay.
I'll send you a good one.
Funny.
But anyway, that's a good podcast. I think that's all I listen to.
I'm big on, I like a history podcast. I listen to History Unplugged. It's one of my favorite ones. There's a couple other ones that are like discontinued now that are good that I still sometimes go back and listen to old ones like Fall of Civilizations, Revolutions.
Nice. You're like one of the Roman Empire meme.
Yeah, I basically am the Roman Empire meme. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. That's a great one, except it only comes out like 4 times a year.
Yeah. Keith says the lions are, and this is true, the lions are in the Field Museum in Chicago, so they catch the lions of Savo, the man-eaters of Savo, who ate like hundreds of people, and they're like, you can go see them. They're dead now.
Isn't that crazy? Sometimes I think about like how easy we have it now. Like that, if you were living at that point in time, you might just get eaten by a lion.
Well, I think that still can happen
crazy.
in Africa.
Nah, it's got to be a little better than that, right?
I don't know. Depends where you live. They still kill a lot of people.
The lions is going to eat people.
Yeah.
I'm hungry today. I'm going to get me a human.
It's pretty easy. Yeah, and they get into the science of like why these particular lions were killing people. It's fascinating.
Really? Why?
Why were they doing it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you this one, so you have to listen to it. I'm not gonna tell you.
Some of that stuff is
man.
interesting. I like that stuff.
Just come on, give me the clip notes. I want.
All right, Cliff Notes. These lions were displaced, but they both had like these teeth injuries, so they weren't able to like take down like their usual prey. So humans are way easier to eat and catch than like an ungulate. So they would just
ungulate. What the hell is
like a deer,
ungulate?
like an antelope.
Lopers.
So then they figured out how easy it was to eat humans, and there was just like.
Wait, hold on. Ungulate means a hoofed
Like
mammal.
a hoofed animal.
Did you just use that word?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about specific. I thought it was a specific animal.
No, it's like cattle.
You are
deer.
such a nerd. You were just saying you weren't a nerd earlier. You are a nerd.
I didn't say I'm not a nerd.
Nerd.
All right.
You should watch Chimp Empire on Netflix. You would like it.
Okay, I've thought about starting it. I think animals are really cool, fascinating to learn. I don't know. Ben, do you send informative emails to help guide your wrestlers and their parents throughout the season?
Well, I mean, we try to communicate really well with everything we're doing, the best we can. Which I'm not. I make mistakes. Like, I need a spell checker and fact checker and that type of stuff. 'Cause sometimes I'll just put like Saturday the 11th when it's really Sunday the 11th or something to that effect.
Yeah.
We have a parent meeting, youth parent meeting at the beginning of each year. I do the mental Mondays, obviously, so that kind of hopefully gives a lot of parents insight into where my head's at. Yeah.
Okay. Someone wants your top 10 scramblers of all time, which I know you can't do.
I don't like. Yeah, let's pass on that one. That's a hard one.
Number one, Jason Welch.
Who comes to mind? Welch was a good one.
Jason-
But
San Francisco.
here's the
State.
thing. I'm just going to put it out there. Jason Welch is one of the nicest guys there are. But Derek St. John out-scrambled that dude basically every time they wrestled.
So that like Welch, he's good. But some of these scramblers get known for scrambling because that's all they do. But the ones who are the best, it's almost like they're so efficient in what they do, and they have other weapons that maybe they're not like. You don't think of them as much as scramblers because they don't use it quite as much, even though they're more proficient.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
It do.
Or if you're just
So
the best at scrambling, you don't get in super long, crazy exchanges.
That's the
yeah,
thing.
just win them.
You win
You just
so
win them.
frequently, so quickly that so like Bo Nickel would be a lot of the Penn State guys. Bo Nickel, Jason Knoll, those type of guys.
Yeah, Larry put it in here that St. John out-scrambled Taylor several times, meaning there were some exchanges he won in those matches. He couldn't keep up with David for a whole match, but he did have some nice moments against David, who would be on my list for some of the best scramblers. But like you said, there's the guys that are just so efficient, it's just like immediate. Nolf,
Yes.
Bo, Kale.
Bo Nickel's great at it. Yeah.
Ben took forever. He's like, let me just set this trap, and this dude just gonna be on his back. Got him.
Who else? I mean, Yanni's obviously great. Keegan's great. St. John's one. If he would have had more instruction on the scrambling, maybe he could have been better because he did have a really good feel, and he gave a lot of people a really hard time in those scrambles.
St. John
He
was
had kind
sick.
of, yeah, bendy knees, bendy hips. Plus, he was long. That's always a good combination for scrambling. Who else is really good?
I'm trying to think. Oh, Delgado for sure.
Delgado was good. Yeah.
Kind of primarily through one exchange, but it
pass.
was like an unstoppable.
Yeah.
He just found a way to dive roll so much.
Yeah.
mean,
Sasso's
Dake.
obviously really proficient, but he is primarily the one scramble.
Man, I thought Jordan Lean was a
I
totally
feel like
sick
if
scrambler.
maybe this should be a project at some point that I should do where I go back and kind of look at because if you're one thing I'd have to say is you'd have to be maybe NCAA American at the low end. I'm not going to consider you if you're 16th place at best. That means you're just not proficient enough at wrestling and therefore not proficient enough at scrambling, or you're trying to overuse it.
Does,
So,
does Dylan Ness count? He wasn't really scrambling, more just funky, like that
He's
high
just more
flyer.
unorthodox.
So when I think
Unorthodox.
scrambling, I think anything that is just kind of a little out of the ordinary. Where the way I always try to describe it in just a really simple way is okay, someone shoots a high crotch on you and they get in really, really deep, and a sprawl is no longer you miss the down buck, go behind, you miss the sprawl, right? Now what are you going to do? Well, now it has to be something else, right? It has to be some type of scramble. Or same thing with single leg, same thing with double leg. Once they get past those initial lines of defense, then what are we going to do? And so like Dylan Ness has a lot of high flyers. Well, that's a type of scramble, right? It's unorthodox. It's past the basics. So that's kind of where I define the scramble at.
Oh, Spencer Lee is pretty good.
That's very good.
'Cause anytime someone would try to dive under, he would just hold them there and pin them, which doesn't feel right.
I wrestled with him one time when he was probably 16 or 17, and I felt immediately his sense of balance and where he was at was immaculate. You know, like there's a lot of, especially high school kids, where if I'm wrestling with it, I can off balance them really easy. Just, you know, they think I'm going that way, and then I go that way, and I push and pull, and I float them, and he was like, he knew where he was at. His hips were really good at like sitting down and being really heavy. And when his body, you know, Mitchell's really good too, but when his body's turning like in air, he always lands kind of like a cat, where he's always in a good spot when he lands. Like there was a lot of that type of stuff. I was really, really impressed.
And he was probably 120 pounds then too.
I want to say he was getting ready for the junior worlds, whatever damn weight class that was.
50.
So yeah, like maybe 119
kilograms. It's 110 pounds.
They have that small weight class?
50 kilograms, yeah.
They did at juniors.
They don't have it anymore.
Not anymore, but I'm pretty sure Spencer was.
That's what he was, yeah. That's what his junior.
Maybe it was that then. Yeah, he was small. He was probably sophomore, junior in high school or something like that. And I was just playing around with him. I was very impressed by, you know, his feel and his ability to understand where his body was in space and land well.
Yeah.
When we're thinking of pass head hands defense, a Penn State guy a little less maybe creative, not like a Nolf, would be a Megaludis with his splits. Yeah. He was always a tough guy to take down,
very tough squad,
even if you got to the leg.
Yeah, I would probably say, I was actually thinking about this the other day, but like who has innovated the most? Because even some of these really, really world champ guys haven't like created new things. Nolf is one guy who there's several positions where he created a new thing that is actually functionally and highly useful. So I'd probably put him at number one if I had to really break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we're 2 over.
Uh-oh.
We'll be back Monday. Special guest David Taylor. How about that?
Yeah.
Ooh. Talk to that guy. Excited to have him on. Excited to watch so much wrestling this weekend. So much coming up. It's going to be a really fun couple of weeks. Got some great action this weekend to get it started. Next week has some huge duels, and then the All-Star Classic. Not that far from now.
Baby. Let's go.
Also, don't forget Jordan Burroughs wrestling this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
In Kazakhstan.
Oh, where?
We'll have updates on the
Yanni
website.
too, I think.
Along with some of the other Penn guys like McFadden and Joey McKenna. So Bill Farrell coming up before All-Star Classic as well. So
it's a great time to be a wrestling fan, folks.
That's right.
Check it out. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.
See ya.